Friend.
And that stranded cruise ship is scheduled to be back in port tonight in the dead of night after a 5-day disaster. This is a live picture from CNN, a helicopter flying over the scene. As you can see, the lights are now on, but it has been a huge mess. That is where we're going to start on Wisconsin tonight.
Jay Gray has the very latest from Mobile, Alabama.
They are the first clear signs of desperation on board. Pleas for help painted on bed sheets as Triumph creeps into Mobile Bay.
This is going to be a long day. This is not a process that's going to happen fast. There's no way we can actually speed up the process to get the ship alongside sooner.
But it's already been 4 days of suffering for more than 4,000 on the ship.
Pipes are busting. I know the sewer is backing up and water is in the cabins, and it's just a nightmare.
Their fear and frustration shared in short phone calls or text messages to loved ones back home.
We are all together and in tears. Everyone is overwhelmed.
The 14-story, 100,000-ton ship at times tossed by violent seas with no power to stabilize or steer.
He said we're really scared, and they look on one side of the ship and all they see is sky. They look on the other side and all they see is water. He said that's how bad it was tilted at one time.
And now, as it's pulled through this narrow channel, at least 100 family members have gathered at the cruise terminal in Mobile. Their anger and frustration growing, along with the wait extended because of difficulty getting the ship to port.
If you're going to take responsibility for 4,000 people, you need to be sure that your equipment is in good working order.
For some, the tension has now turned to tears.
This has been horrible. This has been horrible.
Horrible for those waiting, but so much worse for those still stranded out on the water tonight. Jay Gray, NBC News, Mobile.
And a man born and raised in Green Bay is at the port in Mobile waiting for his wife.
Grant Thompson says it was supposed to be special.
This was my wife's first cruise, and I guarantee it will be her last. And it was a Christmas present from me to her and her sister, because her sister has 4-stage cancer, and it was for her to relax. The stress is something cancer folks can't handle. Not good.
Yeah, I'm sure everybody is having a terrible time on that. So will those passengers have any recourse, and what if something like this would happen to you?
Well, Rose Gray is here from Fox World Travel, and Carnival, Rose, is offering passengers $500 and a free cruise. Now, that sounds like not enough for what they've gone through.
Well, first of all, they get a full refund. Okay. Then they're going to get a future cruise credit. Okay. Then they're going to get $500, and all of their travel expenses are going to be taken care of to get them back home. Okay. Now, to us, it probably doesn't sound like enough, but at this point in time, I think they at Carnival have met their obligations.
They've probably met their legal obligations, but do you think that there's an option for these folks to try and get something more because of their ordeal?
Absolutely. I see that there's probably going to be some lawsuits, possibly some class action lawsuits and things like that. So sadly, it is not a good day in the cruise industry, but I do think this is a very isolated incident.
Now, what about travel insurance? Should people take that out? And does this cover an incident like this?
Well, travel insurance is very, very highly recommended. At Fox World Travel, we tell everybody, here what the consequences are if you cancel. Let's talk about the insurance. But in this case, because the cruise line is being so generous, they really wouldn't have they really wouldn't have recourse as far as getting money back from the insurance, because their expenses are being paid for. So.
Okay, we had the Costa cruise ship that ran aground in Italy, and now we've got this. Is cruising a safe way to vacation? I know that's a loaded question for somebody in the travel industry.
Well, truly, this is such an isolated incident, and there are hundreds and hundreds of ships out there. It's such a popular travel vacation. So many people do cruise that it's hard to believe this is going to be that impactful.
Yeah, this is a public relations nightmare, as you mentioned, for any kind of a cruising. And you also talk about the norovirus that we hear about all the time.
Oh, absolutely. And again, that's probably going to raise its ugly head too, because of all the terrible conditions that are happening on the ship right now.
Well, Rose, we really appreciate you coming in and answering questions about this particular incident and cruising in general.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Rose Gray, Fox World Travel.
Yeah, we appreciate you being with us.